Being with us tonight. See you back here tonight at 11 o'clock. In the meantime, have a good night.
Tonight, the stunning images coming in right now. The lava swallowing homes, roads, parked cars. The emergency now declared the volcano in Hawaii. More than 1,000 earthquakes now. Authorities calling the air life-threatening. Tonight, our team takes us right there. Also tonight, Melania Trump walking out alone, revealing her agenda. Then President Trump standing by her side after his new attorney, Rudy Giuliani, says he cannot promise that the president will not plead the fifth. The senior airman stabbed and killed on an American highway, his tearful family, and their appeal tonight for help. The manhunt at this hour. The graduation outrage growing, the college students celebrating as they picked up their diplomas, forcefully pushed off the stage. The 13-year-old declared brain dead. His heart had stopped for 15 minutes. His family had signed away his organs. Then he wakes up. That family right here tonight. And Made in America is back, one of the most famous ballparks in America. And tonight, something about the green monster we had never seen before.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us to start a new week here. And we begin tonight with the state of emergency in Hawaii. The stunning images of that slow motion disaster playing out. It's destroying homes and cars in its wake. The lava from inside the Kilauea volcano, some of it emerging through cracks in the earth miles away from the volcano. The unstoppable force of the molten rock creeping across roads, torching everything in its path, including now more than 24 homes. The air in those neighborhoods, authorities now saying, is too dangerous to breathe. Tonight, our team flying over the scene and right there on the ground beside it. ABC's Kayna Whitworth from the Big Island in Hawaii.
Tonight, slow-moving yet unstoppable. The volcano disaster playing out on Hawaii's Big Island, claiming streets, homes, and cars.
It's heartbreaking, and it doesn't look like it's going to stop anytime soon.
The 2,000-degree lava pushing through everything in its path. Dozens of homes in the Leilani Estates neighborhood destroyed. The National Guard taking us in. The lava moves down the street and then stops, creating this massive hazard. It is on fire, and this is a power line laying over this lava flow. You can feel the heat. The lava bursting and flowing from at least 10 cracks in the earth, sending plumes of toxic sulfur dioxide into the atmosphere.
When you look out here behind me, you can see those plumes of smoke. Each one of those is a separate crack in the earth that is spilling out lava over Leilani Estate.
Against the apocalyptic background, some of the nearly 2,000 residents forced to flee.
Just wanted to cry. That's all. And last night we went to bed with the good news, and this morning just kind of shot it up.
This weekend, they were allowed a moment back home to gather belongings and pets.
Just all you can do is pray and hope.
Sherry MacArthur forced to leave her farm.
What's going to happen? What's going to happen with us? You know, if we lose our farm, we don't know where we're going to go. You lose your income and you lose your home at the same time.
Mount Kilauea is relatively flat. It's called a shield volcano. That lower profile allows lava to come out quicker, covering a larger area more quickly than a taller cone volcano.
Hey, you guys okay?
Since the eruption began, the island also rocked by over 1,000 earthquakes, including a 6.9, the largest to shake the island in more than 40 years.
Just unbelievable pictures tonight. Kayna with us live, and Kayna, authorities just telling you now about a new eruption?
Yeah, David, just a few minutes ago, authorities told me about a possible new fissure opening up right on a main road. If that's the case, it would entirely cut off access to a small town. They're calling this eruption incredibly violent, and they still have no idea when people will be allowed back in their homes. David?
Kayna Whitworth leading us off tonight. Kayna, thank you. Two major headlines involving the White House tonight. First Lady Melania Trump walking out alone today and outlining her new initiative, and then the president joining her, signing a proclamation to mark the day. The president also fighting back tonight after his attorney, Rudy Giuliani, said he could not promise that the president would not plead the fifth instead of sitting down with Robert Mueller. Here's ABC senior White House correspondent Cecilia Vega tonight.
The First Lady alone today as she walked into the Rose Garden to unveil her official policy platform. Her focus, helping children, in part by combating cyberbullying, a campaign called Be Best.
Let us teach our children the difference between right and wrong and encourage them to be best in their individual paths in life.
As she implored people to be kind, her husband right there in the front row, later joining her on stage with a kiss. A show of affection with their marriage under fierce scrutiny amid mounting questions about hush money paid to porn star Stormy Daniels just 11 days before the election. And now the president's attorney telling George Stephanopoulos it's possible other women were paid off too by President Trump's longtime fixer and personal lawyer.
Did Michael Cohen make payments to other women for the president?
I have no knowledge of that, but I would think if it was necessary, yes.
Today we pressed the White House for details.
Is that possible? Are there other women out there who receive money from the president to stay quiet?
I'm not aware of any other activity, but I would refer you to Rudy Giuliani to respond to any of those questions.
But you've been in his circle for a long time now. You were on the campaign. Is that anything that came across your desk?
Again, I'm not aware of anything like that.
Rudy Giuliani said he still doesn't have all the facts, and he did little to clear up one big question: whether the president was lying last month on Air Force One when he said he knew nothing about that payment to Daniels.
Did you know about the $130,000 payment to Stormy Daniels?
Giuliani's focus? Special counsel Robert Mueller, the prospect of a presidential interview now seeming increasingly dim.
I'm going to walk him into a prosecution for perjury like Martha Stewart did?
Despite President Trump's insistence on the campaign trail that only guilty people plead the Fifth,
you see, the mob takes the Fifth. If you're innocent, why are you taking the Fifth Amendment?
Giuliani says the Fifth is on the table for the president.
Are you confident the president will not take the Fifth in this case?
Oh, how can I ever be confident of that?
That is, if he decides to comply at all.
What happens if Robert Mueller subpoenas the president? Will you comply?
Well, we don't have to. He's the president of the United States.
Let's get to Cecilia Vega. She's live at the White House tonight. And Cecilia, President Trump tweeting about Robert Mueller today, but also about the Iran nuclear deal. The president promising a big announcement tomorrow.
2 p.m. tomorrow here at the White House, he says, David, remember, this is the deal that he promised to tear up. European allies have been on a mission to try to convince him to stay in this deal. You'll remember French President Emmanuel Macron was here at the White House trying to convince President Trump in person. The Brits made a last-ditch effort, even sending someone on to Fox News, hoping President Trump might hear their case. Well, one European diplomat tells us tonight, David, it seems pretty obvious President Trump will exit this deal.
All right, we'll be watching with you tomorrow at 2 p.m., Cecilia. In the meantime, next to the senior airman stabbed and killed on an American highway, tonight the manhunt underway right now in Missouri. That National Guardsman authorities suspect he was killed in a road rage incident. Cody Harder was stabbed in the chest, stumbling across the highway before collapsing. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Here tonight, ABC's Alex Perez.
Just outside Kansas City tonight, a desperate manhunt to find senior airman Cody Harder's killer.
Continue northbound, possible fatality, where we're getting multiple callers.
The Missouri Air National Guardsman, who served in Iraq and Qatar, was murdered Saturday night in what authorities suspect is a horrific, violent case of road rage. His heartbroken mother calling for justice.
Let's find who did this senseless act so that you're not sitting here when it's your child.
23-year-old Harder was driving his Chevy Silverado when witnesses say he and another driver pulled over, got out of their cars, and started arguing. The attacker stabbing Harder and then speeding off.
We will not stop working until we have justice in this case.
Investigators telling ABC News the attacker was driving a mid-size sedan. They are now analyzing DNA from the scene and collecting surveillance video from a 10-mile radius.
And David, investigators tonight tell me they have received about 100 tips they are actively following up on. David?
Alex Perez tonight, thank you. The president of the University of Florida is apologizing tonight for the, quote, aggressive way that students were treated at graduation. Several students celebrating as they received their diplomas, but then they were forcefully pushed off the stage. And there is new video tonight now emerging, fueling the controversy. ABC's Victor Akendo is in Gainesville tonight.
Growing outrage tonight after students celebrating graduation were grabbed and physically shoved off the stage at the University of Florida in front of family and friends, even broadcast on the Jumbotron.
How would you describe that manner that they handled you?
Like a criminal.
Like assault. Yeah. Graduates Nafisa Atta and Oliver Telusma say they weren't given any guidelines before the ceremony. and that their brief dances are a tradition with symbolic meaning in their fraternities and sororities.
This marshal was trying to usher people, but it definitely was disproportionate and definitely targeted towards black students.
The university's president, who was on stage at the time, later apologizing at other ceremonies.
We inappropriately physically rushed a number of students across the stage in one of our commencements.
Reaching out to all 21 students personally with a phone call.
I'm just appalled that we did this to you, and I personally apologize that this happened.
In that moment, and have your family and friends, celebrate this achievement, just have it kind of taken away, something that, can't be given back to us.
David, the university says students will no longer be rushed or constrained at graduation. They're also investigating that one staff member who was especially aggressive with students. David?
ABC's Victor Oquendo. Victor, thank you. Next to the somewhat startling words coming out of the Republican primary in West Virginia today, a controversial candidate making a play for a Senate seat there, Don Blankenship, gaining steam. He's a former coal mining executive who calls himself Trumpier than Trump. You'll remember that coal mine disaster, and tonight Blankenship says it was obvious that the Upper Big Branch explosion was caused by the government. Here's ABC's Mary Bruce.
The GOP Senate candidate is so controversial that tonight his own party is telling voters not to support him.
I'm neither despicable or a moron or a bigot.
President Trump is comparing Don Blankenship to the failed Alabama Senate candidate Roy Moore, tweeting Blankenship can't win the general election in your state. No way. Remember Alabama. Blankenship responded saying he's Trumpier than Trump, but that sometimes the president gets it wrong, pointing out the president's support of accused pedophile Roy Moore. The coal baron just served a year in prison after 29 people died in a 2010 explosion in one of his mines. But today, he blamed the government.
It's as obvious as it can possibly be. The Upper Big Branch explosion was caused by the government.
Blankenship's latest ad sparked outrage with this racial remark about the family of Mitch McConnell's wife, Transportation Secretary Elaine Chao.
Swamp Captain Mitch McConnell has created millions of jobs for China people.
He told us recently he's misunderstood.
What do you want the people to know about you?
I'm probably the most honest person that ever ran for office.
ABC's Mary Bruce with us live from Washington after that interview. And Mary, despite the president's tweet today against Blankenship tonight insisting that he supports the president's agenda.
Yeah, David, in this incredibly tight race, Blankenship has been embracing the president. Today, he insisted that Trump is simply being misinformed by the Washington establishment, who he says doesn't want him to win because he'll help promote the president's agenda. David?
Mary Bruce tonight. Mary, thank you. And Senator John McCain, battling brain cancer, writing a new memoir, The Restless Wave. And among the revelations, McCain writing that he regrets he didn't choose former Senator Joe Lieberman as his running mate. He chose Sarah Palin instead. And reading from his book, McCain sharing his hope for America.
I'd like to see us recover our sense that we are more alike than different. Whether we think each other right or wrong in our views on the issues of the day, we owe each other our respect.
The New York Times also reporting tonight that Senator McCain would like Vice President Pence to attend his funeral instead of the president. There is still much more ahead on World News Tonight this Monday. The college student shot and killed near campus and what police have just revealed. Also, the dramatic police rescue. The pictures just coming in. The car crashing into a lake. Officers racing to save the driver. The 13-year-old declared brain dead. His heart had stopped for 15 minutes. His family had signed away his organs, and then he wakes up. That family right here tonight. And the cruise ship taking on water, those hallways and cabins flooded. Well, tonight we learn the company and its offer now to those passengers. A lot more news ahead.
You eat healthy, take statins, but still struggle to lower your LDL bad cholesterol. You also have heart disease and fear a heart attack or stroke could strike without warning, pulling you away from everything you love. Because with high LDL, your risk of a heart attack or stroke is real. Now you can reduce that risk with Repatha. Repatha plus a statin dramatically lowers your LDL bad cholesterol by 63% and is proven to significantly drop your risk of having a devastating heart attack or stroke.
Do not take Repatha if you're allergic to it. Repatha may cause serious allergic reactions. Signs include redness, severe rash or itching, swollen face or trouble breathing. Most common side effects include runny nose, sore throat, common cold symptoms, flu or flu-like symptoms, back pain, high blood sugar, and redness, pain, or bruising at the injection site.
Don't let a heart attack or stroke come between you and everything you love. Tell your doctor you're ready to lower your LDL and reduce your risk for real with Repatha.
Pay no more than $5 per month with the Repatha copay card.